Guys, welcome to another 2v2 Jackpot tournament match. This is JapanBlamer and Clavier versus Patrick and SirMusket. This is the third of 4 quarterfinals matches to be played, and there's another one should be played later on today. All the players said that they'd be available at some time today, but they haven't decided quite yet when it will be done. So we have the match here. And yeah, map is Hudson Bay. Randomize that along with the civs is Spanish and Spanish for JapanBlamer and Clavier. And then it was for Patrick and SirMusket, it was Ottomans in Spanish. No one has re-rolled yet, so this is what it's gonna be doing. Alright. Glad you set your alarm for this, CrabGut. Got your buddies in here. Should be a pretty good game, I think. If we look at the PRs, it is 32 and 30 versus 26 and 32. So it's relatively close. Definitely could be either team taking some games. I'd probably give the advantage over to Patrick and SirMusket, but you know, anything can happen, of course. As far as the first game goes, Spanish and Spanish. That's not... That gives them options. Spanish are good at a few things, are really good at a few things. They are really good at an FF. Really good at rushing hard with like pikes and crossbow. And then also really good at going cav. Rods are also an option. Those are basically your options. Not a whole lot of other options outside of that. I expect it to be Avis and Rods for Patrick and SirMusket, although you never know what they could go with. They could also go something like Janissaries and Cav. For the other team, JapanBlamer and Clavier, I have no idea what they're going to go. They decided not re-roll their civs, so I'm sure they have a plan up their sleeve at least. So we'll see what happens. This is game number 1 of the third quarterfinals match. It is in blue. JapanBlamer spawning in blue as the Spanish, and Clavier spawning in teal as the Spanish. SirMusket spawning in purple as the Spanish, and then Patrick spawning in red as the Ottomans. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, chat spammer. Hey. Yeah, no, it's good. Everyone's here. Yeah. Alright, so we see right off the bat, Ottoman's gone for a TP. Let's see. I think it was a coin start. Yes, a coin start. So it is a musket, a market start for JapanBlamer. And no market, it appears, for Clavier or SirMusket. That's interesting. That's a deviation on the strategy. That could mean a couple different things. Don't know quite what he's gonna do with it, but having played with a market and without, I like a market, but it seems to be a lot slower, and it doesn't seem quite as good for sure. You know, if you're going for an FF, you need to get your timings in really, really quick, because Spanish does not have the option to age fast to 3. And then if you're going for a hard rush, then market just slows it down too much. If you're going for a delayed rush, it can be amazing though. If you're going for rods for map control, it can be amazing also. But yeah, there's a few different options. We'll see what they go with. Looking around the map, we'll go to line of sight for the players. Looks like 110 coin being picked up. Let's look at the treasures real quick. We see that Clavier has picked up a native scout, 120 food for Patrick, 50 wood for JapanBlamer. Some nice stuff coming in there. So we see that JapanBlamer has 50 wood. What did he do with his other 50 wood? It was him that picked it up, right? Yeah. Oh, no. This is JapanBlamer. Gotcha. Yeah, so he'll be getting hunting dogs with that. Very, very nice. JapanBlamer getting hunting dogs really quickly off the bat. So really, really nicely done from him. Perhaps he saw that in base, and that's why he decided to go for 50 wood. If you can get your hunting dogs without spending extra resources, it can be really nice. He did have to chop for a house, though, so there is that. Looking at everything else, pretty similar. SirMusket picking up 110 coin. That's going to really help with whatever he decides to do. All four of the civilizations are good at a revolt. Not to be expected in a 2v2, but a possibility. Additionally, Ottomans, all four civs are good at an FF too. So we'll see what they do. We see that Ottomans is hitting age 3, hitting age 2 in just a moment. And no forward builds. So it might be an FF from him. Let's look at his deck real quick. He has a couple warship cards, lots of military shipments age 3. It's looking like perhaps it's an FF. He's gone for a TP. Strangely enough. So Kree, he's going to be training villagers out of it at some point. Look at SirMusket. SirMusket, pretty standard deck. Does not have 8 Hussars, so not as likely to be a revolt. And it looks like very similar deck out from Clavier. There is Church card here, which is it allows for a couple different things. An FF is a possibility. Also, it can make your musketeers really strong. Clavier having Spice Trade. And then looking at JapanBlamer's deck, he has a bit of a sea deck. Rendering Plant, Schooners, 2 Caravel. That's about it. Ottoman has a couple warship cards, and that's it for himself. Alright, so getting back to the game, let's see what people have done. We see JapanBlamer and Clavier have built a stable and a barracks. They also have their age-up outposts over there. It appears that that Patrick aged with 500 food, and he's building. Let's see if he's building the CDB. He is not building any right now, but he did pump out a couple. So I think it might be an FF from him. That's definitely expected. SirMusket also perhaps doing an FF. He did age up with an outpost himself. 700 wood, 3rd card as Ottomans. That is interesting for sure. He does have a barracks out. And no military building out from SirMusket. So it looks like it's going to be a rush of sorts for JapanBlamer and Clavier. We see that this other outpost, so only one outpost is forward. Second one is by the trade post. So we see that Clavier and JapanBlamer going in now. Rods and Hussar as the first units out. Hussar, of course, expected from the stable, but Rods, not so much. Not if your teammate's going Cav. We'll see what they do, though, with it. Let's look. So it is both Patrick and SirMusket aging to 3 right now. So if JapanBlamer and Clavier do not get a good push down here, it's going to be really rough for them. If they don't get some damage done before the opponents get their first shipment in age 3, then it could be really rough. One thing that could have been really nice is Pikes Out versus a double FF. Their decks, Patrick and SirMusket's decks, do not scream an FF though, so perhaps they were not expecting it. But that is indeed what is happening. Let's get to it though. Hi Paul, you don't get why Fair isn't playing in the tournament. Fair, Kaiser Klein, and Mido all teamed up together and they decided on Kaiserklein and Maito teaming up or playing instead of Fair. We could still see Fair playing. Perhaps in the semifinals, it would be a good opportunity to, being that they're not going to be up against a team that is kind of favored to do really, really well in the whole tournament. Last match was Kaiserklein Fair and Maito versus Samwise and Prince of Kabul. Samwise and Prince of Kabul are very, very good players, and so that's perhaps why. Hey, how's it going? If you want to actually co-cast this with me, you can. It probably would have to be screen shared. Getting back to this game, though, that's a lot of pikes out. Really, really nicely done from them. I think they correctly identified that it was an FF, and they tried to get a lot of damage done quickly. There is an outpost out for Spanish also, so he's still going to be able to send shipments. But if this TC goes down, it could be a really, really nice start to their aggression. Lots of the pikes going down, though. There's a few rods left. And it goes down now. So that's nice. Definitely going to need to do something, though. That's looking rough. And they do turn the Falconets arrive. The cab are right there though, and they don't respond to it. Oh man, that could have been so good for them. I don't know if there's a delay or not. Thanks for the raid, Comet K. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Yeah, man, the Falconets spawned right on top of the cab, and Clavier did not take them out. That could have been an ideal opportunity to do so. Yeah, that's crazy there. Alright, so JapanBlamer and Clavier do take down the TC of Spanish, but his outpost is still up. The Falconets still come out and are not destroyed while they do. So, yeah, one thing that is to note is that Patrick and SirMusket being from Australia, there was quite a bit of ping in the game. Yeah, we'll see what they do with that, though. We do see a town center going up and down for SirMusket. He shipped 1k wood as his next shipment, or, yeah, next shipment after the two Falconets. We do see the Falconets out from SirMusket doing quite a bit of work, and the cab coming in from behind with the muskets going in forward. Yeah, try to get some healing in on those. Cap coming in from both sides. Really, really nice sandwich there. Really, really good from the players. And it looks like both of them are going to be going down. Perhaps one of them goes down. And the other one is on 15 HP. Two Falconets come forward from Patrick, and the cab do not clean them up. I think there is a bit of delay for these players. So one Falconet on 15 HP, the other two, one on 170, but other one full HP. So really, really good opportunity or point in this game for Patrick and SirMusket. They kind of survived, keyword being the heavy aggression from JapanBlamer and Clavier. And JapanBlamer and Clavier are not aging up right now. They're going to call it GG. GG. Alright. Alright. How's it saying he can't join that game because he's at work? Alright, so yeah, it happens with Aussie players. Quarantine work, easy, yep. They're saying it's not them. You live on the other side of the world from everyone else, then tends to kind of be y'all, but yeah. Alright, getting to the military tab here, we see the units killed. I mean, that was pretty straightforward. 2 FFs, and JapanBlamer and Clavier were not able to punish it well enough. Perhaps something they could have done. The only thing I think they could have done to really plan for that was was scouting to see if your opponent sent 700 coin first. Outside of that, their decks did not scream an FF. Perhaps they were not expecting it at all. Of course, with the delay, perhaps they didn't see it in time, or they weren't able to react in time. But taking down those Falconettes would have been really, really nice. Looking at all of the stats for you guys, we see that, look at the team stats real quick for you there. There was a good point, 39 military to 4, that they could have done something there, but did not do so. See the villager population. Clavier sending lots of villager shipments. That could pay off. Basically, versus FFs, you have a few options. You can either go heavy aggression and punish it quickly, or like basically before their first H3 shipment goes in, or you can take map control. Take all the TPs, and you can take map control. You do a semi-FF, you get H3 before your opponent gets all the way to your base. And those are basically your options. But we see that the players, that Patrick and SirMusket take game number 1. And we'll just look at the team stats for you guys here real quick. Resources gathered. And all of the post-game stats have been viewed. We'll get into the next game now. Jailed cutting the Aussies. Yeah. Not really sporting anyone. Alright, so we are gonna get to the we're gonna get to the random civs and the map now. And here we go. Alright. The map is going to be Dhaka. Map Dhaka. And then the civs for JapanBlamer and Clavier. Dutch, Blamer, Clavier, Dutch, Germans. And for Patrick and SirMusket, Sioux, and Germans. Alright, so the civs, Dutch and Germans versus Sioux and Germans. Sioux and Germans have very, very high raid potential. However, this map allows you to wall off half of it, and they get it allows you to wall off half of it, and it gets you the ability to spot incoming raids a lot easier. So they may reroll. They're asking it. Okay, SirMusket and Patrick uses their reroll. Would I say that Patrick and SirMusket both have understanding of high level coordination and strategy? Higher than average by all means. They're not like Kaiser Klein and Mido. You know, they're pretty high. All of the players left in this tournament are pretty high. So re-roll, and we're gonna get the civs out for you guys. Yeah, entire army for TC is rough too. Wabakimi and sorry, just Wabakimi is the map. Map Wabakimi and the civs. Sioux and ports. Blamer, Clavier, Sioux, ports. And then for Patrick and SirMusket, Portuguese, Patrick, Musket, Sioux, ports. So we actually have a mirror. First mirror of this tournament so far. And we'll see what happens with it. There's a lot of different options. But Generally speaking, when you're working with mirror civs, the stronger players kind of have an advantage. But being that, you know, it's random civs, you're not picking your own civs. All right, so JapanBlamer and Clavier reroll. One reroll apiece for them. We got their second reroll of the match. There's only 4 of them total. 2 per team. So that's what they're going with. Map is Manchuria. Sioux Germans, dirty combo. Yeah. Sioux and Ports. Dang, really? It's gotta be new civs for Patrick and Musket. Chinese. Patrick, Musket, Chinese, Aztec. Alright. This wheel is crazy. This wheel is crazy sometimes. Let's see. Yeah, has that. Yeah, those are your 2 options basically versus FF. Do a semi-FF behind with map control and taking control of the TPs. You don't necessarily have to build some on your opponent's side, but at least build some on your own and destroy the opponent's TPs. The other option is to do heavy aggression like they decided to. Yeah, so it is Sioux and Ports versus Chinese and Aztec. I think I would rather have Sioux and Ports here. It's hard to say, but I think I would, especially for EP. Ports being buffed quite a bit. They not only have 5% faster hunting gather rate, they also have Musketeer and Castador cards in Age 2. One of them in Age 2 and one of them in Age 3 instead of all of them in Age 4. Sioux, amazingly strong on EP also. They are basically all around buffed. Their bow riders were nerfed, but economy tremendously buffed, along with their Wakina rifles not having to take a card to build TPs and war huts. China was basically pretty nerfed. Their Old Han is their Old Han card, Old Han Reforms, was changed a lot. Basically, it's not 100% more attack and HP for Chukunu and Pikes. It's only 50%. It does, instead of costing 50% more for Old Han units, is only 20% more, but it does affect Keshek and Steppe Riders. Aztec, they were nerfed a little bit. Buffed. They were actually buffed quite a bit. Instead of aging to 2 with 1 war hut, you age to 2 with 2 war huts. Additionally, their maces and coyote runners were slightly buffed. So, I think for EP, I would probably prefer Sioux and Ports. China in team, not as strong, but definitely has a very good FF option. Aztec, really good at defending early, getting lots of units out early. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Clavier saying, never thought Garjo would bless him with Sioux. Yeah, Ports has some good options too. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that wheel. Crazy wheel. I'm gonna talk to the creator of the wheel. Just let him look at the coding and confirm that it doesn't like favor a recently rolled civ or something like that. Is Clavier Prince of Carthage? Clavier is not Prince of Carthage. Clavier is RSY. He's just another player. Prince of Carthage is Prince of Carthage. He's also on Discord. He's known as Broshit, or I don't know quite how you pronounce it. I think it might be a different language. Brochit. Smurf, the #1 JAILEDaoe. Yeah, Howdas can be really strong if you micro them really well. You can easily overkill with them, though. Alrighty, so Manchuria is the map. Lots of options on this map. Sue is not good at C. All 3 of the other civs are, though. Ports, a lot of people would argue, are the best at C, but China, a lot of other people would argue that Aztec are better. China is also exceptional at C, too. So 3 really good civs on C. I don't expect there to be a whole lot of C with this, due to... Well, I mean, China could go C. That is definitely an option. It'd be probably safer than going with an FF strategy. But we'll see what happens. Ports could go C without investing a whole lot into it. You send your TC wagon to the shore. You send 700 wood, 600 wood after schooners. After schooners, and that is your ability to build some fishing boats without ever putting villagers on resources to do so. Of course, that means you're not getting as many units out. You're not sending like 700 food or 700 coin or anything like that. But it does allow you to boom a little bit on C without investing anything besides cards into it. Yeah. So, getting into it, this is game number 2. Patrick and SirMusket taking game number 1. It is Sioux and Ports versus Chinese and Aztecs. We have both teams using 1 reroll apiece. The map is Manchuria, and we'll see what happens here. Alright, so we have JapanBlamer and Sioux, or in blue, spawning as Sioux. Clavier in teal spawning as Ports. Patrick in red spawning as Chinese, and SirMusket in green spawning as Aztecs. Alrighty, getting into it, let's just confirm that the map is pretty fair. Everyone has their starting mines and hunts. And there is an additional mine and hunt in the back for both teams. Hunt spawns by the shore. This is as fair as it gets, honestly, for this map. I have not seen it this fair on this map before. Usually, like, there's a couple hunts or mines favoring one team a little bit. Oftentimes, we'll even have a mine spawn in the back for one team, but not the other team. So, it is really, really nice to see this almost mirrored, honestly. Looks really, really good from the players, though. Or for the map. Looking at the map, the TP did spawn. The TP route did spawn between the players instead of behind the players. It can spawn either way on this map. There is 6 whales, so good thing to point out there. Lots of fish, of course. Looking at the livestock, let's see how many yaks have been picked up so far. 6 for JapanBlamer and Clavier. Only 4 for Patrick and SirMusket so far. It appears it was a wood start. It was a wood start, but no one going for TP. I think something on a map like this where you want to get the yaks. It can be really nice to either one option is to build a TP and then as Aztec with a wood start, and you send your warrior priest to go look for them, and then as soon as the TP built, the TP is built, you use your war chief to do so. Also, you do get slightly more XP from the trade post than a warrior priest dancing on the fire pit. Additionally, if you do pick up a wood treasure, like they might do right here, who picks it up? I think it's going to be Clavier. Very nice. So he picks that up. He's going to lose his Explorer in the process, but that's 180 wood. Wait, he's not going to. He makes it out. The lion actually Oh my goodness, the lion actually, the lion blocked for the heroes of Patrick and SirMusket. That is something that's really important to pay attention to. Basically, if you are wanting to snare your opponent, you just keep your pets away, or you keep them like you have to micro heavily if you're going to be using pets in conjunction with your heroes. And he does get snared anyways. Not paying attention towards the end of that. I think it was going for the trade post. Looking over on the other side of the map, 120 XP picked up so far. Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. I think he's going for his teammate. He's just going towards the trade post. You do see SirMusket is aging up now. Sue and Port's already half aged. Patrick is aging up just now. That is not the Summer Palace. What? That could be Confucius Academy? Let's see, I think I can look. Porcelain Tower. Porcelain Tower to 2. What? What? I suppose if you're staying age 2 a long time, it has some value. Although, aging up with 400 food, you're going to get a lot more value from that 400 food than you would. Like, it'd take a long time for that porcelain tower to pay off. Perhaps he doesn't play China a whole lot? I'm not sure. I don't know. Confucius Academy is an option if you're trying to put pressure early due to getting the 4 Chukunu. That is... I forget exactly what that is. I forget how much Chukunu are worth. But it is an option if you're trying to do a really, really strong early push. But that's not what happens so far. We do see Portuguese and Sioux doing an FB very far forward. We'll take a look at the decks real quick for you guys. We see Water Deck out from SirMusket. He does have lots of military shipments, 700 wood, 600 wood, and age 2 also. Look at Chinese deck. Pretty standard from him, having lots of options. Having 2 fire junks, not 2 war junks, or I think they're called funes, or something like that. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. JapanBlamer there. You see his deck has both Great Hunter and Spice Trade. And look at Portuguese deck now. That is a bit more of an FF kind of deck, but perhaps he chose that deck making his opponents plan to do that. Let's see. We see that SirMusket lost 2 war huts. Oh my gosh, that's huge. That's something I did not notice. That is huge. He lost both war huts. My goodness. So that means he aged up with the 2 war huts. And, oh my gosh. Aged up with the 2 war huts. And Sue denied them. Killed one of them off. And then the other one died. He got the foundation down, but took that down. So really, really nice start from them. He's not, despite Aztec having a C deck, he's not going for C right now. He shipped 700 wood. He needs to do that just to get war huts out. There's the Jaguar Prowl Knights that were also sent. 450 food out from that, but he doesn't get anything done with it. So war hut going up now, but is it going to be denied? That would be the 3rd war hut denied from them. He's at least going to take down villagers here. 3 villagers going down. 4. Is it going to be a 4th? It is going to be a 4th. And he's going to take down the war hut. My goodness. So 3 war huts going down. That is insane. Oh, and the 3rd one is all 3 of them basically full 250 wood each is taken down. So 96 XP. I think it would have been 100 XP if it was fully up. That is so rough for Aztecs. That is insane. So, and of course the 2 war hut Trebois, I mean, if they get denied even before starting, that their full value is taken out of the equation. China going for an FF now, so he has nothing to support his teammate, and they're going to go scout that right now, and they're going to know that the opponents have no units coming out. That is insane. That is insane. Riot, I'll get in touch with you in just a bit about that. Looking at the chat, yeah, that was just insane. So 3 war huts going down for Aztec. That's crazy. He has 1,100 wood in the bank. I think maybe he's just kind of resigned himself at this point. He's chopping for more wood. No need to do that. If you're going to be getting units out, if you're going to be paying attention to the game, you're not going to be building war huts. I mean, you're not going to be, you're not going to be gathering just wood. That's crazy though, crazy. My goodness. I don't know what to say here. What is he doing with the wood? I don't know what he's doing with the wood. He pulled his villagers in, so he hasn't completely resigned yet. Is he waiting for his teammate? He might be waiting for his teammate just to hit 3, just so that he has some units around before he starts building a war hut. But yeah, I don't know what to say there. That's crazy. We do see Clavier coming in with some cav, getting a little bit more harassment done. Arquebus sitting back. Nicely done there. You gotta keep them out of sight though, so that the cav don't come in on them. Some muskets out from Clavier. Really nicely done. That is going to allow you to get some siege out. Cav are not the best at sieging. Getting some more raids in here actually. JAILEDaoe do pop though, so nicely done. So keeps his villagers there instead of pulling them back, and just a really good snare down there. 4 Hussar going down. Really well done from him. What the heck is he? He's just feeding? No. He is building the docks now. Okay, so building docks and perhaps feeding wood. I don't know what his plan is here. He is... Yeah, okay, so he's got more. He's got a villager that just went down. Alright, so let's look at units lost. Let's see how many villages have been lost. 5 villagers and 2 villagers. Clavier lost 1 villager also. That could have very likely been... I don't know what the... Maybe a FBville. Probably an FBville would be my guess. Oh my gosh. 3 war huts though. Yeah, well played by by Sue. And well played by Porce to pick up those warrior huts. To be honest though, your opponent is Aztec, and there's a good chance, there's a very good chance, especially if they didn't age quickly, it's a very high chance that they're going to be aging with 2 war huts. And if they do, then, and you're already aged up, you know, it's a very good opportunity to raid, to go in there and be expecting it. So, well capitalized by JapanBlamer to do so. And we see that JapanBlamer is age 3. Clavier hitting age 3 also. We do see that Sue is on C, although not super high on C. And with the economy that they've lost, they are ahead on economy right now, eco-population at least. But behind on military, behind on ages. Patrick is age 3, of course, as China, which is great. But SirMusket doesn't even have a war hut in base. I have no idea. I think perhaps he said, okay, we're so far behind right now, I just need to be super greedy and hope my opponents don't punish it. And that's what's happening. Look at the Ports deck and Sue deck. They do not have an answer to C at all. No warships, nothing of the sort. But I don't think they have to use warships at this point, honestly. Looking at everything else. Alright, so it is bow riders and, rifle riders and muskets so far. Perhaps if they get some organs out, that could be a really, really nice timing push. Otherwise, I'm not quite sure why you would have this army composition. 5 of them were sent from the home city, but yeah, okay, Castors coming out. Alright, Castors can be nice with this. But yeah, I still stick with mostly bow riders to fire you. You don't want to go... so anyone curious, rifle riders cost 120 food, 90 coin. Bow riders cost 100 food, 75 coin. As far as the stats go, it is 16 attack, 256 HP. For bow riders, it is 20 attack, 220 HP. But some key things to point out is that rifle riders are exceptional versus heavy infantry, having a 3 times multiplier versus them. But the bow riders having more attack, they're pretty much better versus everything else. Also, the rifle riders not only have the ranged cav tag, they also have the heavy cavalry tag, meaning that goons do really, really well versus them. Goons have multipliers versus them also. So bow riders pretty much better all the way around, except versus heavy infantry. Yeah. We do see Aztecs going heavy on sea. Let's take a quick look at his deck. He has both schooners and team cheap fishing boats. So that he doesn't have, really important to note, a really good card would be the fish market card. I'm also pretty sure that he's sending his teammate resources. But yeah, he's probably sending his teammate resources. It would be nice to get the market ups. He is also dancing for warrior. No, that was a shipment. Maybe he lost. Let's see. Did he lose a warrior priest? He did not lose a warrior priest, so he just has one sitting out there. Yeah, just one sitting out there. The rifle riders and the bow riders coming in now. Taking out a villager. And taking out 2. Nicely done. Castador are a nice touch for sure. Mamelukes here. I don't believe Patrick quite sees them. He may. It's really close. He may just see one. But yeah, going rifle riders here. You are able to micro with rifle riders a little bit easier than with bow riders. But oh, he does take down the crow, so nicely done there. One thing that's worth noting also is that rifle riders are significantly more expensive than bow riders. Yeah, it's looking really, really good for JapanBlamer and Clavier at the moment. Taking stock of the scores, it is 165 and 116 versus 137 and 84. Mamelukes coming in now, doing serious work to these arquebuses. There's even more Kinas and Castador out. We see that SirMusket has not built, okay, he's just resigned. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a little bit of flaming going on between the Aussies there. I'm not sure, of course, but yeah. GG's. Alright, so 1-1 apiece. I'm so glad we actually have a game where it's not, or a match where it's, both teams have taken a game. We'll get to the military tab real quick. 60 and 71, 71, 38. You guys see that there. JapanBlamer getting 71 kills. Really well done from him. We'll go to experience, combat XP. Eking out. It's actually really, really close all around there. Look at the timeline. Resources gathered. You see SirMusket super far behind. He's even gathering at a slower rate at this point than the opponents, or at least not a faster rate. Even with having more villagers. He lost a lot of villagers early on, had some idle TC time. Also, he didn't have... I'll talk about it in just a moment. I'll talk about the fishing boats in just a second. But yeah, we'll look at military unit population, never building an additional war hut or noble hut or anything like that. Yeah, really, really rough out from them, from SirMusket. He was probably feeding. Let's look at the resource tribute. He sent 1,400 resources. Still not a whole lot, though. You see that he gathered so little. A lot of that was due to idle time, but also the base rate for gathering whales is 0.6, same exact as a mine. And if you don't have any cards for it, it's not really an advantage over... obviously, you're able to pump out fishing boats in addition to your villagers, so it is an advantage in that sense, but it's not a huge advantage like other civs have with having really good percentage increases for gathering whales. Also, he did not have in his deck anything even... you do, as Aztec, you have one card in Age 1 that is Fish Market plus 25% gather rate for fish and whales, and he did not even have that. So, yeah, really, the defining point in that game was the 3 war huts taken out. That's huge for sure. Yeah, Musket 16-minute booming and is the worst eco. Well, he got hit hard so early. All 3 of the war huts, his first 3 war huts taken down. The first 2 from the age up bonus, and then third one, it was, I think it was about 96% completed. And then it was just taken down entirely. Lost 4 villagers on it too. Yeah, it was crazy. So, JapanBlamer and Clavier, they take game number 2, and really well done from them. So they identified that Aztec was slow aging. There's really only 2 options when you're slow aging as Aztec to age 2, and that is the 2 war huts, which is expected. You could age with the 2 school knights, but he does not do so. Yeah, all right. So JapanBlamer and Clavier take game number 2. Nicely done from them. They also identified that the opponent was, the other opponent, Patrick, was doing an FF. And, yeah. All right, getting into game number 3. There we go. Yeah, all right, so we're going to get into this now. All right, so here's the civs for you guys and the map.
Yes.
Map is Arkansas. And the civs... Sioux feeding food, late game is good. Yeah, well, I mean, it is pretty good once you have... once you have a bunch of the gather rates for hunts. All right, so Aztec and Blamer, Clavier, Aztec, Hero, and then Musket and Patrick. He didn't ship units. He did send the big button, but yeah. Russians. Musket, Patrick, Russians, Chinese. All right, so some good civs out here. It's a probably I don't know if Blamer and Clavier are good with Aztec and Eero. Aztec and Eero are exceptional. That's an exceptional rush duo. Additionally, late game, I don't expect it to go to late game, but late game you do have amazing civ synergy. And Eagle Runner Knights, Forest Prowlers, Arrow Knights, and Light Cannons. It's the Forest Prowlers, top of the skirmishers in the game. A lot of people argue that Yumi are better, but it is definitely debatable. The Forest Prowlers are very, very strong. They get huge buffs on their units. And then Eagle Runner Knights for Aztec, at least on EP, pretty much uncontested, best goon late game. And then Arrow Knights do a lot towards giving you the cannon advantage, and Light Cannon also do a whole lot towards giving you the cannon advantage. So, and our cannons yourself. So, yeah, that is there's a lot of civ synergy there. Russians and Chinese. Russians are really good at booming, at rushing or defending.
Yes.
rushing and defending. Chinese, not so much. I mean, every civ can defend decently well. They do have some really good unit shipments in age 2, but they have good unit shipments in every age. But they don't have very good units. Their units are not very strong in age 2. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to be back 1 second, guys. That's nice map picker. Yes, Matsavi made it. The website is aoewiki.com. It's really, really nice. This is just the beta version. It was made just for this tournament. I work with him really, really closely. He's helped me a lot with the stuff with the channel and graphics and different things like that. But he's also making this himself. I believe sometime during this tournament, they're going to be releasing a really big announcement regarding this wiki. So it's going to be. Sorry, I'll show you. I just realized I was talking about this. Yeah. He's going to be releasing something on the wiki this tournament. Really, really cool. Clavier said he needs a moment. So I will be back in just 1 second, guys. Just a second.
Are you ready?
Okay, love. All right. So getting into it. I like the civ combination. I don't think I've seen this before. Aztec and Euro versus China and Russia. Yeah. Crowd God, I wouldn't say that there's so much better players. Looking at the PR, it is 30 and 32 versus 26 and 32. So it is really, really close. It might be the closest match. Well, it might be the closest match in this tournament so far. But I would agree that they are not the underdogs. However, I would say that they're not so much the better players. Underdog means that you have the disadvantage, basically. Your opponents are better than you, and players are rooting for you. It appears that one of the players might have not greened up, so we'll confirm that everyone spawns in or joins the game. I think they did, but we'll see. Map is Arkansas. I like this map a lot. It's a very open map. A little bit of ability to wall the one side, but not a huge. A lot of times you don't see it there.
Yes.
And yeah, it looks like everyone's in. Okay. All right. So this is the map, Arkansas. I will confirm that it is fair spawn for all the players. Yeah, everyone has 2 mines, 2 hunts, basically. Pretty fair, as is expected. This is game number 3. Both Patrick and SirMusket won game number 1. Clavier and JapanBlamer won game number 2. So getting into this game, it is SirMusket in teal spawning as the Chinese, Patrick in purple spawning as the Russians, Clavier in red spawning as the Iroquois, and JapanBlamer in blue spawning as the Aztecs. Alright, so really nice civs here. I think I'd probably give the advantage over to Clavier and JapanBlamer. If they know how to play their civs, they are exceptional civs. Exceptional civ synergy. In Age 2, you...
Yes.
Yeah, Musket was red in the lobby beforehand. But, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. So it is. Let's see if any decks were. I can't see if decks were picked or not. Not while paused. All right. So let's see. I was going with the Civ synergy. So Aztec and Iroquois. As Aztec, Age 3 on, you pretty much want to go Eagle Runner Knights. Mace are an option in teams at least. Mace are an option if you need to, but ideally you're going to be going Eagle Runner Knights. For Iroquois, Tomahawk are an option for sure, but your bread and butter is really Forest Prowlers and later on Light Cannon. But yeah, so Age 2, you're building a specific unit, and generally you want to transition to another unit in Age 3. Now, you want to have teammates civs that complement that. So they both, in Age 2, they can go Mace and Tomahawk. In Age 3, they can go Eagle Runner Knight, and Forest Prowler. So it's really nice civ combination there. Yeah, looking really good from them. Musket and Patrick both have higher PR. No, actually. Musket has 32 and Patrick 30. JapanBlamer 32. Clavier 26. Yeah, Musket does not have that high of PR. Yep. I just told you the PR, guys. I know that it's going to take a 2-minute delay, but this is not the tiebreaker, Daniel. It's a best of 5. So it is. It's a best of 5. This is the quarterfinals, not the semifinals. This is game number 3 of 4. Let me get to here real quick. Just so that I can... Wait, I want to go check Discord real quick and confirm some times. Riot, I just messaged... Wait, what is... I guess they're just having fun. Yeah, the Sir Callan Keister versus Give You Anxiety and Soldier. I think so too. Your PR 15, but really PR 40. Nice. Yeah. PR is BS. No, it's yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of variables that go into it. Certainly, SirMusket is known more as a 1v1 player than team, but and JapanBlamer and Clavier more of a 3v3, 4v4 player than a 1v1 player. And I don't know a whole lot about Patrick. I don't know what he's very familiar with. I know he's played in previous 3v3 tournaments. I think he's a bit more of a team player, but I can't say for certain. One thing that is worth mentioning is that 2v2 is kind of in the middle. between 1v1 and 3v3. There tends to be a lot more rushes. FFs, while options are not always as viable, if one player FFs and it's 2v1, it's a lot harder to defend 2v1 than it is 2v3, which is options in 3v3, and defending just by yourself in a 1v1. 1 versus 0, if you will.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right.
Yes.
And we're getting back into it. Sorry for the pause, guys.
Yes.
All right, so we do have some decks picked right now. We see Aztec deck here. Pretty standard stuff. Does not have infantry train faster, which I think I value a little bit more than 3 warrior priests. Infantry train faster makes your warrior priest train faster. So I don't know, if you send 3 warrior priests but you're not dancing for more warrior priests, I could see the 3 warrior priests being better. At least not dancing for them right away. Iroquois deck does not have. Oh, this is big. It does not have 7 ANA, only has 6 ANA. That is a mistake. Certainly. Let's just confirm. He is level 84 home city. There's no excuse for that. 3, 5, 4. Otherwise, pretty decent deck. Does not have 800 resources. One really nice thing on EP is that the 600 on RE, 200 of each, 200 food, 200 wood, 200 coin, is changed to 800 resource crates on EP. Look at Russian deck real quick. It doesn't have 4 Cossack. I think that's totally fine. It has all the other cards you'd really want in Age 2. And looking at the Chinese deck, doesn't have an abundance of cards in Age 2, but yeah, it has some options. Riot Coke, I don't know for sure. GUA said that one of the team members is not, Soldier's not available till after 5 p.m. I don't know what that is in GMT. I believe Soldier is from the US, or from North America at least. I think it might be Canadian. I'm pretty sure he's Canadian. In the back of my head, I remember that somewhere. So there's a good chance that I will be able to cast it myself, but I will get back to you on that. Who paused? SirMusket paused. There was a bunch of lag in the lobby. SirMusket was completely red, but yeah. Yeah, alright, so let's take stock of the situation. JapanBlamer and Clavier. Alright, so JapanBlamer aging up now. Clavier already aged. They did go for Aztec went for a TP early on. Let's look at the treasures picked up. Alright, so no wood treasures. I think it was a wood start. No wood treasures picked up, and he built that anyway. So I think he probably chopped another 100 wood. But yeah, that's all right. Gonna give you really lots of cards in H2. Russia and China just hitting H2 now. We see a very forward war hut from Iroquois. 3 villagers going forward, so he aged up fast to 2. 3 villagers forward. Does not quite have enough wood to build a war hut yet, but will very soon. SirMusket and Patrick just hitting age 2 now. We see that SirMusket has aged to 2 with a porcelain tower this time. That is so curious to me. Like, why? Like, last game, Patrick aged to 2 with a porcelain tower, and then aged to 3, and then did an FF. Never should you age to 2 with a porcelain tower if you're aging to 3, if you're doing an FF. But that's what they did. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I don't understand. Doesn't need the 7th Ana. 7 so much worse to micro, right? Saves pop space. You guys are funny. 7 equals 2 units light. 6 equals 1. You guys are funny. 22 GMT. All right, thanks, right, Coke. Yeah, I should totally be able to cover that myself. Yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate that. All right, so getting back to this game, heavy pressure out from JapanBlamer and Clavier. We do see that there is a consulate picked up from SirMusket. Patrick using a blockhouse though. Maces and Kanya. So okay, Tomahawk's being trained now. I do expect it to be Mace and Tomahawk. Pretty decent mass out from their team. 10 Mace just sent now, and with that they should be able to push. Muskets sent from the consulate. I think it's no War Academy out from SirMusket yet. Okay, now he's building it. All right. That's a lot of mace. Let's see how many military units. That is 18 mace. All right, so nice. So that's a really good army to revolve your army around. Like really good army bases to build around. Some disciples were just trained though, and they're capped getting onto the maces right now. Tomahawks come in on them. A couple of Puma coming in. That could be really, really clutch. Some more Tomahawk coming in from behind. And it looks like most of the mace will stay alive. I don't think they're going to win this fight. And perhaps that wasn't even cost effective. They're not going to be able to continue pushing though. And back up, buds. You have Warhut and Warhut to fall back to. Mace are really, really good. It is 80 hit points, 8 attack, 1.5 rate of fire. Strelets 72 HP, 8 attack, but 3.0 rate of fire, so half the attack and 8 less HP so far at least. 50 food, 10 wood though, and the mace 40 food, 30 wood. So I would probably say mace are better than Strelet at this point. Of course, Strelet do have the Boyar's card, but yeah, it's looking really, really close so far. I'd say mace are even more cost efficient at this point. Also, you do have to take into account that Strelets are much less pop efficient, so you need to build a lot more houses. And the mace are going to get caught out here. Step Riders in on them. Okay, 5 Tomahawk pumped out from the War Hut, so it might not lose too much. 2 mace go down, 3. And the Step Riders come out now. That's a really, really nice mace army, but they're definitely going to need some more Tomahawks out from Clavier as it goes on. The Step Riders, pretty low HP. They should be able to clean those up pretty easily. There's, yeah, just 1 left. But that's, man, that's a really good mass out from SirMusket and Patrick. Looking really rough for JapanBlamer and Clavier here. Yeah, Tomahawks versus this mass. Perhaps you need to throw in some Cav or something. He already shipped his Fort Tanya. Let's look at Aztec deck really quick. He does have 6 Coyotes, which would be nice here. The Mace actually doing a dismount, and he trained some Coyotes, so nicely done there. But not looking that hot for them. 14 military pop to 43. So, yeah, looking rough for them. Not feeling that Mace micro. Yeah. They could have just worked together a bit better, keeping their Mace and Tomahawks a little bit close together. Perhaps they did not expect the teammates to push on, or the opponents to push on them so hard. Looking back at base, no new war huts going up yet. It is worth noting that Iroquois and Aztec went... Oh, JapanBlamer resigned. Alright, so I was going to say it is worth noting that they went a little bit eco-heavy with 3 builds and then 5 builds later. But yeah, SirMusket is going to his net, and it is 2-1 over to Patrick and SirMusket. Very convincingly taking that game. Most convincing game of this series so far. except maybe game number 2, but it could be argued that that was a bit of a throw. Granted, 3 war huts going down right away is really really hard to come back from, but no war huts built after that, no military units sent. Yeah. All right. We'll look at the post game stats for you guys real quick. 59 units killed, 55 units killed. Really well done with the maces, actually. He did a lot with them, but a little bit to be desired from Clavier there. Perhaps I'm not sure exactly what happened. Perhaps he's not used to Iroquois. It is a bit of a unique civ, and if you're not really familiar with rushing hard with them, it can be hard. Only 140 combat XP from him. Looking at res gathered, pretty even all around. Aztecs a little bit behind, Russia a little bit ahead. Yeah, and Aztec also have the fire pit. Looking at the military unit population, you see that there. Some nice, good early aggression, but didn't follow it up well enough. Yeah, we see all of the stats there. We'll go to the team stats for you guys real quick so you can see that. Village population, pretty much a lead for JapanBlamer and Clavier that whole game. Military unit population, lead early, fell off for sure. Res gathered, you can see that. And I want to take a look at Aztec deck really quick. He does not have Team 2 Warrior Priests or Team 3 Team 3 Villagers, both of which are really, really nice. It's basically 6 Villagers for your team in Age 2, and then also Team 2 Warrior Priests can be really, really nice. It's basically, it could be argued that it's 8 Villagers, being that they go on the Fire Pit and are worth 2 Villagers each on the Fire Pit. So both of them are, if you have another native teammate, it can be argued in a 2v2 that it is worth 8 Villagers. But yeah, Patrick and SirMusket take game number 3. We'll get into game number 4 shortly. All right. Thanks for the follow, Indrel. I'm not sure I pronounced that. Indrel Silva. Appreciate that. All right. Yeah, it looks like SirMusket has good. His net's better now. Maybe he got on VPN or something, or he also could have maybe he was downloading something. I don't know. I never know. Something like that. Feels like Cav good unit versus Russia China. Yeah, that's the one disadvantage. Oh wait, let me randomize the map and the civs real quick. That is the one disadvantage that you have in that matchup. Coyote runners are a little bit lackluster. And the Kanya horsemen are a little bit lackluster also. So you don't have a whole lot of good units in the Cav department as Aztec and Iroquois. Blamer, Clavier, Chinese, Brits. And for Patrick and SirMusket, it is Iroquois, Patrick, Musket, Hero, Germans. All right, so getting back to the game, yeah. Cav is too easy. Use pikes these days to show dominance. Double infantry versus Russia is bad. Yeah, I hear you with that. I hear you with that. You can't believe this is a tournament? Is that a you can't believe these players are playing like that, or you can't You can't believe you're amazed
Yes.
that that it is a tournament.
No.
Yeah, they were saying there is lag. I think there is some delay the whole series for them. All right. Thanks for the follow, and Panther. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, for anyone
Yes.
anyone just joining or new to the channel, I do host tournaments. Um, I do host tournaments. I also stream myself, mostly towards the evenings in North America, which is kind of the middle of the night for Europeans. I usually stream myself between 23 GMT and around 6 to 7 GMT. Additionally, I am an ESOC caster. I cast ESOC tournaments. There has not been an ESOC tournament recently. EPL was the last one, and I casted several games there. But yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I'm a fairly new streamer, and it's going really well. All right, so Brits and Chinese versus Germans and Iroquois. There's a few options here. If it was RE, I would say Germans and Iroquois could rush really hard. It's EP. Ulan's not quite as good. Perhaps we'll see an FF out from him and just defending from Iroquois early. Although versus Brits and China, I think you're going to want to put pressure early. I would probably say that Germany is a little bit stronger in H2 than China, but it's pretty close. Brits, though, definitely a very good boom is an option, and Iroquois do not have a good boom compared to other civs. Germany, they don't have an amazing boom. They have a really good eco early due to the settle wagon shipments. But yeah, a little bit of lag at the start. Hopefully it doesn't continue like that. Seems to be continuing like that. All right, so let's introduce the players here. It is JapanBlamer in blue as the Brits, Clavier in teal as the Chinese, Patrick in yellow as the Germans, and SirMusket in red as the Iroquois. You mean you can't contain your excitement? Yeah, it could mean something like that too. Looks like a little bit of lagging. What? What? SirMusket and Patrick were lagging a bit more, but I guess French, not Chinese. Oops. I thought it was Chinese. My bad. But either way, JapanBlamer resigns. I mean, there's no. I guess that's it. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I guess that's it. I guess they forfeit. All right. That could have been. I don't think they. As far as who had the advantage there, I'd probably say Brits and Chinese had the advantage. Perhaps they just were sick and tired of the lag. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to say there besides that. Alright. Well, I guess that's GG. Yeah, they have all the continents. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, there's nothing to look at in post-game there. You guys can see, oh, wow, Patrick got a couple of units. It is worth noting that Patrick and SirMusket did get a villager out before anyone else, but yeah. Alright. Well, there we go. Alright. Alright, GG. Alright, so that concludes that this tournament, or this match, I suppose.